the last couple days where he started jumping up on the guest bed.
Uh-huh.
Which, like, doesn't seem...
Is he capable of that?
That's the thing, is we thought he was no longer capable of doing it. No! Fucker. Sorry, he just jumped off the bed. And that's what we don't want, is him jumping off of things.
Wee!
And so...
just him and his little, like, wee!
Literally, it just takes off. But no, he just, like... It started 2 days ago. I was sitting up here, like, about to take notes, and he just hops on up. And Aiden and I were both like, just in the room, like, well, that's when? New.
And then, he's like, yeah, so.
He's like, I'm up here now. Consider that. And, like, the day before, I kidnapped Stormy because it was her birthday. And so I brought her over to hang out with me while I was working. And she was up here. And he didn't jump up then.
Yeah.
He was, like, jumping up on the side of the bed to be like, why are you up there and I'm not up there?
Yeah.
But he didn't jump up until the next day I was taking notes, and he just hopped right on up. And then earlier I went to the bathroom and I came back and he was on the bed.
Does he have to get, like, a running start? Like,
he got barely any running start the other day when we saw him do it. He just, like,
I just didn't think that his little legs were that capable.
And neither did I.
I just didn't know he had that much springboard.
He's got a second wind
little things.
in the world of bed leaping.
Apparently. He's a jumper.
So, he's a jumper now.
He's seen the bunnies, and then he's seen Stormy, and he's like,
well, if they can do it.
He was like, I think I could do that if I tried hard enough. That's like my friend Charlie always says, like, she's like, well, she cuts her own hair.
That's cool.
And it looks...
I tried that. Doesn't work well.
Yeah. Her hair looks absolutely fabulous all the time. Oh, and she's like, well, the thing is like, I could pay for it, but in my mind, I'm just going to do it best. So I do it.
Which is so fair. And that's what I would do if I did it best. But my logic is usually, I'm just going to do it.
See,
and I should be paying for it.
The extreme other end where I'm like, I'm just going to pay for it so I don't f myself up, basically. Like, because if I tried to cut my own hair, it would be bad.
I can't flat iron my hair for the foreseeable future, because then I'll find out what I actually did to these pieces of
choppy
here.
Layers.
Which, this one, I'm pretty sure this is, like, mixed in with the pieces that are, like, this short. And then there's just...
It has done.
A longer...
It looks beautiful, though. Like, the bang pieces look really nice when it's curly.
I like the shorter,
I would advise against
I like the shorter side pieces.
Yeah.
I will not be straightening anytime soon. I
would advise against that. Yeah.
Whereas also, with my hair, she's told me when I got my haircut last time, she told me that it, like, had a little bit of heat damage. I hadn't had any heat on it for a year, so she said it really wasn't that bad, but that's probably what was making it not curly, which makes sense. And so now I'm like, if I put any heat on it at all, I'm going to ruin it forever again. So I need to never. And that's been working pretty well for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm convinced that my hair is, like, falling out because I live in a place with hard water. And so it's absolutely... so. Like, I got a haircut in April.
Really pretty in the ponytail. Like, curly pretty.
It's curly. I put curl cream in it yesterday.
And the highlights look nice.
Well, those aren't highlights. That's just from when I got my hair dyed blonde, and it was way too blonde.
The blonde looks great.
Thanks. And it's finally grown out to this point where it looks like I have balayage. Yeah, nice. But then Ashin and I we made the mistake of looking at the pictures of me with brown hair today. Like dark brown hair.
You with dark brown hair. That was a good time. I think you need to go
because
back
we
to
were talking about like how he was like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, see what I would look like with a mustache. And I was like, back in the day when we used Facetune to do that shit, I did that to my hair and I made it black, and that's what made me decide to dye my hair darker was literally Facetune. And yeah, I do look really good with dark hair, but
I love dark hair, Maddie. But that was a lot of upkeep, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I need to leave it alone. Basically, I need to not spend money on that. essentially.
Yeah.
But anyways, how are you? It's your birthday tomorrow. It's your birthday episode.
It's my birthday tomorrow. I'm 9.
You're actually going to be 28.
28, which is 1 year away from 29.
29.
29. Which is the only good year until I get to my 30s, which I cannot wait for. I want to be 30 so bad.
Really?
So bad. Yes.
Okay, I am so like, I'm very in the middle. I feel like a survey taker whenever I talk to people about their age, because I don't really feel neither here nor there about my age, to be honest with you. Like, sometimes I feel a bit old when my sister talks to me. But then other times I'm like, I don't dread being 30. Like, I have friends who dread turning 30.
Oh, 30s is, I've heard, like, the best decade of your life.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well.
I truly can't wait.
I don't think it's just millennials posturing that they're okay, but like...
No, I mean, you do, like, I'm sure there's, like, obviously the body pains that come with age, but mental-wise, I feel like my 30s are going to be...
Same.
Fantastic.
Same. I'm quite excited for my 30s.
2 more years for that.
I know. What? Have we ever talked about why you're so old and in my grade? I don't know.
I have a summer birthday. When you have a summer birthday, you go either way.
Really?
So my mom just chose to, I guess, wait a year. She wanted my brothers and I to all be 2 years apart in school. And Chris had to wait a year because he was a preemie and they thought he was going to be a little dumb. So.
But they were like, you'll be fine.
Well, so then my mom had me wait a year just to not to be dumb, but because of his having to wait. She wanted us all to be 2 years, so she just.
It was a delayed reaction from Chris being.
It was a butterfly effect, if you will.
Yeah, I understand, because I was talking about this with Austin yesterday. I was like, "Oh, it's Kate," or 2 days ago, whenever. I was like, "Oh, it's Katie's birthday tomorrow," and he was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, she's like significantly older than me." like you would have.
It's funny with Mac because Mac's birthday is in 2 days, but she's turning 27. Yeah.
I've always had friends like that too. Anyways, I just realized I never talked to you about that. And also in the UK, apparently, like when you start school is very strict. Like, like they have like it's nationally the same. So everyone's in the same year, basically. And you would have been in Austin's class and not mine. So he has friends who
Austin and I would have had a podcast.
Right. we again discussed the fact that he and I would not have been friends at 16 years old today.
Oh, Aiden and I have talked about that before. I would not. Like, I'm glad I didn't know him in high school.
Same. It
would not have worked out the way we needed it to.
No, I said to him, he was like, you just wouldn't have liked me because I was like naughty. And I was like, no, I would have been scared of you, to be honest. I probably would have been a little afraid. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty straight-laced.
I would have honestly, I wouldn't have probably paid much attention to Aiden. Not in like a mean way, just in like we would not have been in the same
orbits.
Group, at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, birthday's tomorrow. Yesterday.
Yay. What are you doing for it?
Well, we kind of celebrated yesterday. We had some friends over and we played board game, and then we went to the artistry, which is a pottery painting place, but you can get the pottery and bring it home and get like the paints and stuff from them, and then you can paint at home, which is so nice. And they have bongs, so I'm painting a bong right now. Incredible. And I'm really glad I took it home because I have a vision in my head for how it's gonna be, and I was only able to finish like half of it last night. It took me like 3 hours.
Oh, wow. And I didn't know bongs could be ceramic. Yeah. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's a whole market. Honestly. Ceramic bongs.
Well, I should have known that because you remember my coworker Colin from Lewis and Clark. May she rest in peace. He made... Oh, yeah.
Is he dead?
Oh, yeah, Lewis and Clark.
Oh, Lewis and Clark is dead.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
You were talking about your coworker. I was like, what do you mean?
I'm unsure if Colin is alive. I hope so. He's a nice man. He made bongs that looked like Richard Nixon in the 70s, so that's pretty cool.
I'm obsessed with that. Not Nixon,
I would have a bong shaped like Richard Nixon, I think. I would probably have that. Just as a collection
Seems like something
piece.
that'd be in your repertoire.
Yeah.
In your bong
shelf.
Collection that you so famously have.
Yeah, that I obviously collect. Several of them. Anyways,
yeah,
sorry. What
painted
else?
bongs. I mean, I was the only one painting a bong.
Right. Everyone else painted something else.
Well, Aiden painted a cute little ashtray, and then
Oh, very nice.
I wasn't the only one painting weed-related
paraphernalia. Yeah.
But Macy painted a really cute peach mug. A peach or an orange. I think it's an orange. Don't tell her I said peach. She's gonna listen to this.
Okay. She's gonna
she
listen
did that, and it was really cute. Sarah did a really cool mushroom. Yeah, Sarah did a really cool mushroom mug that I'm really excited to see. If I hadn't had my heart set on the bong, I probably would have done a mushroom mug. And
I
then
can see you liking them.
Mac and Addie they're working on a treat jar. They also didn't finish theirs, so we're gonna finish them tonight.
Oh, awesome.
And we have dinner. But yeah, it was fun just hanging out with friends.
Yay.
It's my favorite activity. And then
very low key, very kind.
I took
very
tomorrow off work.
Hell yeah.
Because I don't want to work on my birthday. And I am going to take myself on a movie date because I've always wanted to go see a movie all by myself. Sounds kind of fun.
I did. I watched Wicked by myself. It was fun.
Oh, I still haven't seen the second one.
I haven't either.
I need to do that.
I'm a little afraid.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go see. That's fair. I think I'm gonna go see Scary Movie.
Very good.
Because that's out. I wanted to see the I Love Boosters movie, but that's not playing anywhere in theaters anymore, even though it just came
it's
out.
very like hip, isn't
but
it?
it's Keke Palmer, and yeah, like
Palmer.
I was trying to I don't know why it's not in theaters anymore. Addie's theory was maybe it just didn't do well, but it has such a high score on Rotten Tomatoes that can't be true, and it's Keke Palmer, so that also can't be true for that reason.
I reckon it's just playing at independent movie theaters, and that's maybe why. Yeah, it's maybe.
Not. But I want it. I'm a Stubbs member now, so I get 4 free movies a week that I haven't cashed in yet.
A week?
Yeah, a week. 4 free movies a week.
How much do you pay for that?
It's
not that I can do it.
I think
it's not bad.
It's not bad, especially if you
go to the
of it, which I haven't.
I was
yet,
gonna say
so.
But if you go to the movies twice now?
Yeah, Mac and Addie use it all the time. Yeah, you go to the movies once and that's paid for itself, honestly. Tickets are so expensive.
I mean, not to make you feel sad in any way, but I do spend 12 euros every time I go to the movies, including popcorn. So
okay, that's like a matinee ticket, but then plus tax and fees, and then you get popcorn as well.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, cool. Well, cool. I'm really happy.
Well, at least. Thanks. Once again, nice. Really happy for you.
Nice. Really happy for you.
Once again, I should just stop talking.
Yeah, I'm going to see a movie.
Cool.
I think I might go walk around Osage Park, around the wetlands, take myself on a walk. I might take Toby, I guess. But I'm going to get Dunkin', because there's an actual Dunkin' up in Bentonville, Rogers.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm going to get my toasted marshmallow situation.
Oh, yes, your toasted marshmallow
I'm very excited
situation.
for that. Such a slut for marshmallows. That's been a more recent... I've always loved it, but that's been a more recent, I need marshmallow flavoring in my life every second of every day.
That's fair.
Maybe it's a current hyperfixation, some might say.
That's how I've always felt about lavender. You knew that, but
mm-hmm.
I've got lavender syrup now that my mom, God bless her, she's a genius. She vacuum sealed all of the liquids that I brought home. So all of the
smart.
I know. All of the hot sauces
to do that.
I would not have thought to do
it
either.
Is Austin happy with his hot sauces?
Yes, he's very happy with his hot sauces. We've already broke into them, don't worry. So, but I also brought back lavender syrup from Total Wine. It's supposed to be a cocktail syrup. It's fine. I use it in my coffee.
I mean, a syrup is a syrup. It's just sugar and flavoring.
Exactly.
And
it's
water.
simple syrup. Yeah. But yeah, now we're having cold brew as well. We bought a cold brew maker. And
isn't cold brew just like I thought you just put it in the fridge like overnight.
No, so
beans and stuff.
Basically, you because I have my full-time barista or whatever the hell he's doing now. Yeah, he now that we're paying an exorbitant amount of money for coffee per month.
Sorry if I offended the in-house barista with my cold brew in the fridge comment.
He will explain the difference to you. Don't worry.
Good.
It's like basically you grind it on a different setting. You grind the beans on a different setting, and then it's got it's like a pitcher, and it's got a little infuser, almost like a tea infuser. It's got a little infuser, and then you put like a bunch of coffee in the infuser, and then you leave it for at least 12 hours. And it tastes really different. It's like milder than regular coffee. Like it doesn't taste as bitter as regular coffee, if that makes sense.
And it has more caffeine, doesn't it?
I don't know. It sure feels like it. I had 2 this morning and was like ready to go. We went on a walk because we walked 15 miles yesterday.
Casual walk. Okay.
Because we're going to the Cotswolds, and it's my training, and so every time I have a long training, I'm dragging Ashin with me.
Nice.
But we went on a coastal walk. It was really nice. But obviously after that, I was absolutely cooked, and woke up this morning and just needed 2 coffees. So, but after I had my 2 coffees, I was
need that as well.
Good. That's good.
I'm a bit of an athlete now. Not to brag.
How are you? What are you sporting in?
No biggie. Addie and I started Couch to 5K this week, so I'm on that run 1 minute, walk 2 routine.
I love that for you.
Honestly, it's been kind of fun. I also made my therapist. I always want to say our therapist, but
contractually she's currently your therapist.
Yeah. In
my heart, she's always going to be our therapist. But at the current moment.
She recommended I make a movement menu because due to many challenges growing up, I have a bit of an aversion to exercise.
Understandable.
And so she said, make a movement menu. And it's a very just like aesthetically pleasing chart with a bunch of different activities that I like to do, so then I could just choose something every day that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Instead of having a routine, because I hate routines and also can't follow a routine.
We're very different.
But I do that in between the running days. It's been nice. I look forward to the jogging days because it's not that intimidating yet. That might change, but I have a run today at some point. I mean, it's not raining.
I really like Couch to 5K. I used it for a long time, and now I'm doing. I really have found about myself that I enjoy being goal oriented, and so the fact that we're going to walk 100 miles in August has made me feel like, okay, like movement is just a extra part of my day that like is going to help me to feel like basically my goal is to enjoy the Cotswolds walk, like enjoy walking 100 miles rather than feeling like it's the worst thing I've ever done every single day, because we're basically going to be walking through the Shire. Like I don't want to like hate it.
Miserable. Would not be fun.
So that being said, 15-mile walking yesterday
that is a lot.
Pretty miserable by the end, but it was we'll get used to it. It's fine.
Like the goal kind of helps me too, because Addie and I talked about wanting to do like sign up for an actual 5K at the end of it. So that'll be fun, but just slowly getting back into it in a way that I am actually looking forward to instead of it being a forced part of my life. Also interval part of my life.
I think making it fun is useful.
The official Couch to 5K program, but it's basically the same thing. It's through the Runna app.
Oh, Runna is good. Runna is really good, actually. I use the NHS one, but like
I do wish sometimes the voice that talks to you is literally just Siri. Sometimes I wish they had a human, but that's okay.
Can you download? So if you changed your app store to the UK, you could download the NHS Couch to 5K app, and they have like comedians and actors who do their voices.
Oh, and that's fun.
They're all British. Like, I didn't know the person that I picked, but like,
it's okay. I probably met them on Taskmaster. Wait, Taskmaster? Yeah, that's UK, right?
Yeah, I think so. But it was good because it feels like it's less of like a robot.
Yeah, which like I turned off the first day. It was giving like motivational. Like, remember why you laced your shoes up this morning, but in a robot voice. So it was like, remember why you laced your shoes up this morning. And I'm like, that's not.
You're like, this is
I'm not going to be running any faster. And then I tried, they have like running playlists that have a good tempo because it's very big on like run at a conversational pace. Like, don't run too fast. But I don't know what that is for me because my whole childhood was running to try to keep up with people. Right. So I don't know how to run out of I don't know what a conversational pace is. And so I was like, I'll just listen to their playlist that supposedly has a tempo that's good to run with. But it had like, it was a very interesting mix. It would go from like pop to like classic rock to like there was some show tunes that I wasn't expecting.
Never thought about running to show tunes.
Like, why am I listening to Alphabet in the middle of a run? But no hate.
no shade. It's just.
But it wasn't. Yeah, that
weird choice.
Playlist wasn't for me. So I'm on the lookout for I usually like working out to like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh,
that's some pretty good songs. Yeah, but I don't think that's conversational pace music.
Probably not. I was gonna say,
if anyone has any suggestions,
I was gonna say I would give you mine, but
yeah, it depends on the situation. Sometimes if I'm outside and it's the morning, I just want to listen to the birds. I don't want to listen to music.
Sometimes I listen. Well, I mean, I think that's why I like going on runs with other people because that forces me to just not listen to music, like listen to the outside.
Yeah.
But also my running playlist is I have to hold myself back because I don't know. When Time of Our Lives by Niño and Pitbull comes on, I'm not gonna not run fast. You know what I mean? Like
when I Got a Feeling comes on.
When I Got a Feeling comes on,
if tonight's gonna be a good night, I'm gonna run.
Anytime Niño is in my ears, that just really does it for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's my running playlist is weird. And gets me really excited. And so then I don't run slowly.
Yeah.
Not great. Because then I feel like my heart's going to explode.
Yeah, I'm having to really consciously remember to keep a good pace. The paces, again, are only lasting a minute at this point, but it still is taking some work.
Right, but like that pace is pretty, I feel like, foundational though. Like if that's the pace that
figuring
you're
that
establishing
out. I do think it's slower than my walking pace.
I think you would be surprised.
Sure. But yeah, I don't remember. I don't pay attention to the times it's telling me it's taking to do things.
I wouldn't, honestly. It's not.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
You're not running to be fast. You're running to...
And it uploads to Strava, which I have such a love-hate relationship with Strava. Mostly a hate relationship.
Mm-hmm. The only person who follows me on Strava is Aushin.
And my friend Strava is everyone I'm friends with on Strava is like running 10 miles on a Tuesday.
Understood. Yeah, understood.
Or swimming 1,000 laps. And I'm like, this is great. I ran for a collective 4 minutes today.
That's why I like to think I'm
and I'm pretty sure my pace was like 20
per mile. Yeah. I like to think that I'm Oshin's like booster friend, because all of his friends are like his friend Matt, like for his birthday, I think ran like 50 miles. like just I'm not
happy birthday to me. I'm gonna run 50 miles.
I'm literally not kidding. He ran for 7 hours. So
I can't
like
handle that.
I think that I'm Oshin's like friend that's like, yes, I did a 2-kilometer walk today.
Yeah.
Or like my running pace was 10 minutes per mile.
Yeah,
like,
I have to just not spend time on it. And then whenever anyone gives me kudos for anything, I didn't realize the first day I did the run, it like in the description of the Strava posting had like all of the stats everything I did. And I was like,
yeah,
this is horrifying. And then I got, every time someone gives me kudos, I'm thinking they're like, congrats.
No, I think that's no, Katie.
You walked for 20 minutes. I know they don't actually think that.
Have we ever talked about? Have you ever talked about like, I've been listening to a lot of And That's Why We Drink lately, and Christine is really into horoscopes right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is your big three? Obviously, you're a Gemini, but what's your big three?
I'm a Gemini. Hang on, let me get my co-star out.
Hold on, let me consult the texts.
Let me consult the stars really quick. Hang on, I need to get my. Let me look up for a second. It's not nighttime. I can't tell. Here we go. Okay, it had to re-download. Okay, I am a Gemini sun, a Sagittarius moon, and a Virgo rising.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't super know what the other two mean for me outside of Gemini.
Well, I can see Sagittarius in you. I mean, you do just do things. You hate routines. Like, but then the Virgo is like,
I'm really anxious about all of the things that I don't do. Yeah.
Some order, please. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that sounds right. She was talking about her communication style basically, and like, what was I don't remember what she was talking about, but she basically said exactly that. Like, she doesn't like it when people agree with her because like tell her I
don't want to be affirmed.
She was like, I don't like it when my husband tells me that I'm right, because that means he's just like humoring me, basically. Yeah. Like he's just like placating me.
I feel like it stems from like growing up hiking. Of course, it all goes back to the family hikes.
Fair enough.
But I think it's from like the encouragement I would get then when I'm like just trying to get to the top of this goddamn mountain. Yeah. And the few times that I see my family who's way up, and sometimes they'll take a break and I'll catch up, then they'll take off again. I get like oh, you're doing so great, you're almost there. And the rage that would build within me from feeling encouraged by people that are consistently leaving me behind. Like, go, like, shut up. And so now I unfortunately probably project that onto other people. I usually keep it to myself because I know it's my personal problem, but I do still do that.
Maybe whatever is wrong with both of whatever is wrong with you is also wrong with me, because
perhaps
because I also hate encouragement and have always hated encouragement, and I don't really know
like
why.
It feels so condescending. I think
it does. And it's so
truly the only person that can encourage me and it doesn't feel condescending are Chris and James.
Okay, fair enough.
James, because he's just such an encouraging person in general, I know that it's coming from a genuine place.
Yeah.
And he just always wants everyone to have fun all the time. And Chris, because he always told me that I was cool and he was proud of me. And so I've never questioned his encouragement as like a pity thing.
Yeah.
But everyone else, I'm like, oh, you're making fun of me right now.
Yeah. I don't think
you need to stop talking down to me.
I don't like that. Maybe that's the difference between our problems, is that I don't think that anyone's making fun of me necessarily. I just think that they're being condescending and like it just builds an inexplicable rage in me. And I think that comes from, I think I actually, regardless of anything to do with my family, I don't think it comes from my family. I actually think it comes from my 6th grade basketball coach who would just, we were legitimately, Katie, we didn't win a single game. Do you know how many games you play in basketball when you're in middle school? It's a lot. We didn't win a single one. And he would always just be like, finish strong. And it always made my mom really pissed off that he would say that. And so I think by proxy, it makes me pissed off. Fair. And so anytime I would get any encouragement throughout my throughout my short basketball career, it was like the Incredible Hulk. Like I would see like red and just like take off. Like I did considerably better when I was angry, to be honest, but it's the same now. I can sprint will get me when I'm angry.
Far.
I like
anger will get me far in life.
I know. Like I love my partner to death, but sometimes he does offer me encouragement, and he's not being condescending. I am logically very aware of that.
Yeah.
He is just telling me I'm doing a great job. Even though he's like, he's sweating, don't get me wrong, but he's like not finding what we're doing hard at all.
Yeah.
But it builds a rage in me that I like take off.
I get to a point where I'm just like I just want to go sprint. Home. Like,
I like, this is usually when we're running, and I will like sprint at the end because I'm like, you want good? I'll show you good.
I'll show you good.
Like my body goes beyond its physical limits for like a minute, like literally a singular minute. That's it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a lot of that is for
things to unpack in therapy.
Yes. But anyways, yes, we're both athletes. Don't worry about it. Both athletes.
Women in
what can we say?
Sports. Women's sports.
Women in sport.
Everybody loves women's sports. And we are women's sports.
We are, I mean,
the faces of I'm trying to like point to you.
the faces of women's sports. Insane. Imagine. No, I'm like
sports if it was.
I'm like, well, actually, I can run for 3 minutes between 6 minutes and 6.5 minutes and 7 minutes per kilometer. So, what I'm saying is, I should probably be allowed into the Olympic Games.
Olympics, call me. You have my number.
Anybody on the phone?
Hit my line.
Hit my line. Still say that? No, I don't think we do.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's that. I feel that I could be a champion walk. I've always thought that I would be really good at power walking. You know, like fast walking.
I could see you as a power walker.
That is an actual Olympic sport, and I know that that's not a real thing. Like, I mean, because I have seen a woman doing like fast walking in the park here. Mm-hmm. Not a single way I would ever be able to catch up with her. Her hips were moving.
They move. Those hips are loose when you're fast walking.
She is loose. My hips are tight. It would be bad. I would not be good at it, but I do think that I could for some reason. But anyways,
you have only to believe if you wish to achieve, is what they say. So
that's what they say.
Well,
shall we tell some tales? I have a very short tale today, so
okay. Mine is, I think, medium.
Okay,
medium.
Okay. Mine is, I think, medium. I think
mine is a two-parter.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, a two-parter because I know myself and how I get a little into the weeds with things if I do too much. So I'm
like reading a textbook to us.
Perhaps. Perhaps like the time I read a whole textbook chapter. Those are still like our least watched episodes. People do not want to learn about soil erosion, and you know what? That's okay.
I learned so much about soil. Do you know how much I learned about soil?
All of it.
when I go on hikes now, I'm like, Sandy.
What kind of erosion is that? Sandy soil.
I'm like,
shrink swell, cracking. It's a Bertisol.
I don't know the names for it. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not talking about soil today.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in a way, but I don't say the word soil, I don't think. So, we're going to be doing a 2-part series about El Niño and La Niña.
Ah, exciting.
Today we're talking about El Niño. There's a couple reasons I wanted to discuss this. And I think I'm going to wait and get into those at the end.
Okay.
And we're just going to learn some things first.
Okay.
So, basically, El Niño happens in the Pacific Ocean. It's part of a larger system called the El Niño Southern Oscillation. And it happens along the equator in the Pacific Ocean. And because the Pacific Ocean is so huge, the patterns of this affect the whole globe and weather everywhere. Right. So essentially what happens is the Pacific Ocean warms up more than usual, and that weakens the trade winds, which are big winds that blow east to west, and that causes warmer temperatures globally. Is the TLDR.
Got it.
And I won't really get into it. So, the El Niño Southern Oscillation. To kind of understand El Niño and La Niña, we got to start talking about the Walker circulation. So, say there's a quote-unquote normal pattern. What happens is these big trade winds that blow east to west across the Pacific Ocean push the warm water that's over around South America along there all the way over to Asia, Indonesia, Northern Australia, those areas. And that causes the cold water over here that was deep in the ocean, since the warm surface waters have been pushed away. The cold water over by Ecuador and Peru rises up to the surface, and that's called upwelling. So we have upwelling happening over here. The warm water's pushed all the way over here to Australia, Asia. And then that air rises, the water evaporates, rises up super high into the atmosphere. And then it creates clouds that go high up. And then those clouds flow back over east towards South America area. And then they sink down and get cold because of the upwelling causes the colder surface temperatures on the water over there. And so they get cold, and then those winds travel back in a cycle on the surface of the water.
Okay. Travel back towards
and therefore push the warm water back again. So it's a big warm cycle. Okay. So yeah, the wind's basically going from South America, pushes the warm water over to Australia and Asia, evaporates, goes up into clouds, comes back over, falls back down, and then the cycle continues. Yeah, it gets cold, so it stays lower, pushes the warm water back up. It just, big cycle.
Okay, I understand.
Of wind and air and water. So now I gotta find where I was in my notes because I wasn't looking at them at all when I explained that. Okay.
That's impressive.
I've gotten pretty heated over this in the last couple of days, so I wanted to really make sure I understood it well.
You've gotten heated over it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll explain that. That's part of why I wanted to talk about it. So this cycle has warm and cool phases. A warm phase is El Niño, and a cool phase is La Niña.
So today we're just talking about El
Niño. So when the water is warmer than usual, we get an El Niño event. And when it's cooler than usual, we get a La Niña event.
Okay.
So in an El Niño event, because the surface water along the tropical area, is warmer than usual, it causes the trade winds to weaken. They can't blow as fast. Yeah. And because of that, the warm water that usually is traveling west towards Australia and Asia gets pushed back, and it ends up weakening the cold water upwelling that usually is happening along the coast of Ecuador.
Okay.
That area. And because of that, it messes with like the atmospheric pressure. So you're going to have lower atmospheric pressure in the Eastern Pacific, which is like South America, and then higher atmospheric pressure in the Western Pacific, which is your Australia, Asia area.
Okay.
And that causes huge changes to weather patterns everywhere. So you end up seeing drier and warmer conditions in the Western Pacific, so Australia and Indonesia, because that warm water that was pushed over that usually causes a lot of precipitation is not there anymore. So they will deal with severe drought conditions. This can impact agriculture really bad. It's not raining, so reservoirs deplete, and rivers can't transport stuff because the water's low, so they can't even get fresh water where it needs to go. So you have a lot of people without fresh water, and it can cause some bad issues. And also fires are a big issue when it's just dry and not wet as being dry is.
Not wet.
So that's what's happening because the warm water did not arrive in Australia and Asia, so it's dry. They're not getting their usual big monsoon season.
Yeah.
Over here on the Peru, Ecuador, Eastern Pacific region, you're getting a lot of increased rainfall, heavy rainfall, more frequently, very intense, more hurricanes. And these storms cause a lot of flooding and a ton of erosion. And another thing that happens when things get wet and then stay wet and don't dry is bacteria really loves that. So disease starts to spread. So you're dealing with potential big landslides, huge flash floods, and also disease. So it's not good really on either end of the spectrum when you're dealing with an extreme. And it depends on the level of warming in the water, how extreme an El Nino is going to be. But the general thing is it's more wet on the eastern side of the Pacific Ocean and dry on the western side.
Right, understood.
In North America, because the internet is very centered around North America for some reason, even though it's not even fucking where it hits. In North America, we usually see these impacts over the winter. So, yeah, the warmer ocean causes the jet stream to intensify and shift more south. And so that's what causes a colder, wetter winter over the southern United States. And it usually stays drier, warmer, just a very mild situation in the northern U.S. and Canada. So you're going to see drier up in the northern U.S., colder and wetter in the southern U.S. It kind of just shifts everything south.
Down.
Sometimes, but not always, is what the NOAA was saying. Like, sometimes it'll cause huge shifts, not always. That's kind of how weather is. You can't say a certain on anything.
But that's like, but maybe
typically that's what we see is it's going to be wet in the south, dry in the north.
That's why it would like that the year we graduated where it like snowed 2 feet and in Arkansas of all places.
And due to like we've been in a pretty strong drought pattern in the southern plains in the United States, so you would think flooding could be, or a lot of rain could be good because it could end a drought, but two things can exist at once. So like we saw in Texas last year, and like I think you saw when it was raining a lot over there, the ground is so dry that it can't absorb the water. So you're more so just getting floods and you're still in a drought. And it depends. Like it could, but you sometimes kind of need a lot of rain to end like a 6-year period of drought. So mostly it will just cause a lot of flooding. The good news is there's less hurricanes in the Atlantic during an El Nino.
Oh, well, that's good.
Event. And also, both El Nino and La Nina events happen every 2 to 7 years, and they'll last anywhere from like 8 months to 2 years, usually between 1 to 2 years, between 1 and 2. So like less than 2.
Yeah.
Typically. So that's kind of how an El Nino works. In the United States, we see the effects in the winter. But also, why are we worried about the United States when this is an event? I mean, I understand the weather is impacted globally, but this is an event that heavily impacts everywhere along the equator.
Yeah.
So one of there's 2 reasons I wanted to talk about this today. One of them is because I've seen a couple guys on the internet that have come across my algorithm talking about a super El Nino. Okay. And anytime I see something like the word super put in front of a scientific
it's like putting gate at the end of any sort of controversy.
Yeah, like I'm gonna, like, my red flags, my spidey senses were tingling. I knew something was probably a little fishy about that. And to be fair, the first video I saw, this guy did make a big disclaimer. He was like, I'm not a weather or climate scientist, so like, do your own research.
Hey, so but maybe don't put a video on the internet. So don't put a video on the internet.
Oh, what really pissed me off was the guy I saw this morning who said, I don't want to fearmonger, but a super El Nino's coming, and it's going to be horrible.
Katie, this is the reason why I deleted all of my social media recently, because I'm not saying that to brag, but I literally was losing my mind. Because I'm not like other girls. I'm not like other girls. I'm mentally ill. I was losing my mind. I was literally losing my mind. That plus like what was the virus that everyone was concerned that they were going to get from rats?
Oh, the hantavirus.
The hantavirus.
The one, the cruise people.
That bullshit.
They were headed your way, huh?
No, technically they were off the coast of Africa because Spain is a colonizing.
Oh, right, because they were they were talking about the Canary.
They were in Tenerife, but like every other TikTok I saw when I was in the U.S. was about the hantavirus, and I was like, can we?
Yeah.
Everyone's like in the comment. What astounded me the most is that everyone in the comments just blindly believes it and agrees with it, and is like, I can't live through another pandemic. You were 10. I mean, like, you were fine. What else? What did you do differently besides go to school online?
Yeah.
Now you can't read, so that's not my fault.
You ask ChatGPT why the weather is bad.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Speaking of weather, sorry. Fucking super El Nino. Okay, so
the super El Nino.
Yeah, I had to figure out where it came from. So, in 2003, some researchers in Australia coined the term super El Nino for events where the warming difference from the seasonal average, like surface water temperature difference from the seasonal average, was at least 3 degrees Celsius, which is about almost 1 degree Fahrenheit. And people kind of just took it and ran with it. It's not a scientific term. Most professional ENSO forecasters do not use it and instead go with weak, moderate, strong, and very strong.
Which is normal. Yeah.
Yes. Another thing that really pissed me off, the guy today said there's a 96% chance of a super El Nino.
Where did you get that statistic?
I went to the the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association and the National Weather Service Climate Protection Center and said, hey guys, so what's actually going on? Hey guys, and guess what? This took me 5 minutes to find out. So
ooh, wow.
We are likely headed into, we can say pretty confidently, we are headed into an El Nino event. The NOAA and National Weather Service Climate Prediction Center on May 14th gave an 82% chance that an El Nino will be moving in between May and July. And once again, we will not, in the United States, where all these men are, we won't be feeling any of this until the winter. Okay? Right. If we feel that it's going to be in the winter time, yes.
not to be Eurocentric, but how how does this affect Europe? I don't know. I'm just wondering.
You're
because
kind of
we're
fine,
so
honestly. I was looking at maps of it, and it really doesn't
much.
a ton.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're kind of shielded a little bit. If anything, I would say because there's less Atlantic hurricanes, maybe you don't have to worry as much about that.
I never worried.
And then there's also just
here anyways.
Yeah. But from the map I looked at, Spain was just gray. Like Europe was mostly just gray. There wasn't big clouds of like wet, dry.
Honestly, as long as there's not a tornado while I'm in southern England,
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so
that's beside the point.
82% chance that an El Nino will be moving in May to July. That's just an El Nino.
It's pretty high.
So
yeah.
El Nino conditions are declared when the atmosphere and ocean are in sync and the water surface temperature is at least 0.5 degrees Celsius warmer than the seasonal average. Okay. Interesting side note, the NOAA recently started using a system that basically helps them account for water temperature increase due to global warming, so then they can make even more accurate predictions because they're accounting for what would just be normal warming, and then they basically subtract that from whatever the seasonal average difference is, so they get a more accurate reading.
Yeah. Okay.
That was just an interesting. I thought
good for them.
Cool. Almost all forecasters around the world now agree that the incoming event will bring a warming of at least 1.5 degrees Celsius, some even showing a little above 2 degrees Celsius. Remember, Super El Nino was 3 degrees Celsius. And again, not a scientific term. Currently, based on the NOAA's monthly ENSO outlooks, I'm going to just directly quote from the website so that I didn't want to get anything wrong. So here we go. While confidence in the occurrence of El Nino has increased since last month, there is still substantial uncertainty in the peak strength of El Nino, with no strength categorization exceeding a 37% chance. So what they do is they have a monthly outlook that comes out, and it will predict the chance for every strength possible, if that makes sense. So like a super El Nino chance, there's no more than a 37% chance for any sort of specific strength categorization. Like we really don't know how strong it'll be yet.
Okay.
Is what they're saying. We know there's gonna, at this point we could say there's gonna be an El Nino event if it's at an 82% chance, but we don't know how strong it's going to be, so stop calling it a super El Nino.
Also, what's the problem with there being a super El Nino in the United States? Maybe I don't understand why they're so scared about that for the US.
I don't know, because I also saw people commenting on it being like, my 5th grade teacher taught me about super El Ninos and I've been scared of them ever since. What do you mean? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but shut up. Like, no, she did not.
What, your 5th grade teacher last year? Was it last year?
Was it last year?
Are you lying? I'm sure you are.
It was driving me crazy. Before I even had confirmed myself that like that was
happening.
Yeah. I was like, no, she didn't. And I saw that I'm pretty sure I saw almost that same comment on like multiple of the posts that I had seen about this super El Nino. And I was like, none of y'all learned about this in school.
Not a single one of you learned about that in school. I never. What is a super El Nino? I never.
Because it's not a thing.
Yeah. Also, why is that something to be scared about? Again, while you're in the United States, it just means that you might get snowed in.
The weather events can be devastating, but they're going to be more devastating along the equator where this shit is directly happening. So stop acting like we're all going to die up in the United States when people are definitely going to die in the countries that are going to be most affected by this. Like, it's the
Americentricity of it all.
Yes. And it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because okay. Anyhow,
it does make direct me mad.
Quote.
Go on.
Because I felt like this part needed to be said as well. So another direct quote from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's I think I call them the association. I'm pretty sure it's administration's website. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's a credible source.
Yeah.
Stronger El Niño events do not ensure strong impacts. They only make certain impacts more likely. In summary, El Niño is likely to emerge soon with an 82% chance in May through July of 2026 and continue through the Northern Hemisphere winter of 2026 to 2027. There is a 96% chance in December of 2026 through February of 2027 of an El Niño impact. So, El Niño's happening. We don't know how strong it's going to be, so chill out. Yeah.
So chill out.
So chill. It's like the fuck out, please.
It's the alarmist nature. And honestly, I think that people post things like that because they know that it's going to, well, I mean, obviously they know it's alarmist, but they also know that they're going to get interaction in a negative way as well, which they're like,
because it took, this morning, like, I was so close to commenting. There's one thing for the guy who was like, hey, I heard about that. Like, you don't need to be making content about this if you're not a scientist. But, hey, I heard about this event. I'm not a scientist, so take my words with a grain of salt. Versus the guy who said, I don't want to fearmonger. This isn't fearmongering. There's a super El Nino with an 86% chance of being the worst ever since we've seen in the 1800s. And I'm like,
and what does that even mean?
And nobody
you don't know what that means.
You're making numbers up. Like I beg of you, men on the internet, stop posting about shit you don't know about.
Yes, the
coming
eternal
from
cry.
Not an Enzo forecaster, but someone who has access to the NOAA website, which everybody does. Thank you and good night. And another thing, the second reason I wanted to talk about this today, because I'm not done. This is less about the super El Nino and more just about the fact that an El Nino is coming and this is fucking happening. So let's talk about how Enzo forecasters do their forecasting. How do you know when El Nino is coming? How do we measure that? So they gather their data from a bunch of buoys and satellites that measure ocean and air temperature and wind speed and direction. They also have these really cool underwater gliders that fly around in the ocean on these like autonomous missions that can last 3 or more months.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I assume they flew. What? Why? I don't know. I assume they went out with a plane and like a temperature gun.
Well, weather balloons are a thing.
Oh yeah, true. Of course.
But yeah, so they have these buoys, which have instruments on them that use wave energy to climb up a mooring line, and then it takes measurements on its descent. Okay. And a lot of scientists use these buoys to forecast El Nino events and measure ocean patterns, including the scientists working on, quote, one of the most ambitious ocean monitoring networks ever built. So the Ocean Observatories Initiative is a network of over 900 ocean sensors that have collected continuous real-time data for over a decade. They do this with the idea that to detect meaningful climate signals, you need to have at least 3 decades of continuous data to recognize patterns for sure and make inferences based on that. So their data is freely available. It's been cited in 500 plus scientific publications. And this project was supposed to run, it's been running for a little over a decade, and it was supposed to run for 15 to 20 more years. Last month, the National Science Foundation announced they're dismantling most of the system. Mm-hmm. This system cost $386 million to install, and they are now saying, no, get rid of it.
Why?
Get rid of it. Well, part of our current administration's budget proposal for 2026 included a 55% cut to the Science Foundation. And I don't know if you know this about our current administration, but they hate science. So they're pulling instruments off of the waters.
Sorry, you're telling me old brainworm doesn't like science? That's crazy.
Old brainworm does not like science. He's more into the health side of it than the science foundation, but
that's just the most prescient example of not liking science that I could
kind of
think of.
Those are the kind of people that we have running our country. Fucking brainworms. So
it's like Ratatouille, but it's just a worm.
Yeah, they are being forced to pull instruments from waters off of Oregon, Washington, Alaska, North Carolina, and Greenland by 2027. I wrote, hey, so we have an El Nino headed our way that forecasters are already predicting might be maybe stronger than usual, and you're taking buoys out of the water in places that definitely need the water monitored because of the El Nino headed their way? Okay. That's what I have to say.
Do other countries have monitoring systems that are going to help? Or
yes. I mean, like, the NOAA still has buoys in the water. This was just an example of a huge project.
Like dismantlement, yeah.
Like a part of, like, the biggest disappointment is now if they're having to take these buoys out. We're in a period of time where we can't fix anything that's going to happen essentially for the next 50 years. We know that. We've reached a tipping point where we know what happens over the next 50 years. There's nothing we can do about it. At least we could have been able to measure it.
Yeah.
And have data on it. But now, with all of these buoys having to be taken out of water, that's this continuous data we're supposed to be collecting that is no longer being collected. So basically, they're going to have to start over.
That's one tool that, like, has been stripped, essentially, for the benefit of everyone.
And I should have looked more into other systems around the world. That was I was just curious. But this was a huge one that's being taken out in a time when we super need it. I'm gonna read a couple more quotes. This is from an Associated Press article. Okay. I have several direct quotes on here. So the first one is, without the Oregon and Washington moorings and the network of underwater gliders the Ocean Observatories Initiative operated in the region, researchers say they'll lose much of their ability to measure what's happening below the surface, which is precisely where the most significant oceanographic signals are. One significant piece will remain: a seafloor cable network managed by the University of Washington off the Pacific Northwest coast, which will continue providing data on volcanic and seismic activity in the region. So,
well, thank God.
That will continue to be measured, which, thank God. Mount St. Helens, like, well, no.
Mount St. Helens is about to blow up.
I have two more quotes from them. The initiative was coordinated by the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution in collaboration with the University of Washington and Oregon State University, as well as past partners including Rutgers University and Scripps Institute of Oceanography. So many people were working together on this. A professor at Oregon State University who helped lead the initiative said, quote, "What's happening with the Ocean Observatories Initiative is not unique." He said this is just one of a number of science facilities that is being dismantled at the present time. It seems to really mark the end of a federal commitment to basic scientific research, a commitment that has served this nation very well for the last 70 years. And I could not agree more. This was shocking, but also last year we talked a lot about all the cuts at the National Weather Service and how that was insane.
How that's and affecting weather.
It's just
weather reading.
Yeah, and it's research that negatively affects nothing. There are no there's no downsides to this. We're learning.
There's no negative effects.
It's just, I threw my napkin on the bed.
Yeah. There's no negative effects, but it's also not extraneous, like, research. It's research that helps
Yeah, there
people,
were, I don't remember the exact number. I actually have the article linked, but 70 people. There were only around 60 to 70 people that worked directly on the project. And yeah, these buoys are just in the water doing their thing. Yeah. And they're just having us pull them out for literally no reason. Well, because they cut the budget. They did make out fucking science. They had a statement if you want me to read it, but it's stupid.
You don't have to read it if it's going to make you more angry. I feel bad.
It's okay.
Sad.
In an emailed statement, the foundation said that the decision is not a cancellation, but a de-scoping aligned with a wider strategy of a nimbler approach. Is that not an oxymoron, first of all? To prioritizing support for evolving scientific priorities and emerging technologies, as well as smart life cycle management within its research infrastructure portfolio. Okay, ChatGPT.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're likely right. That did sound like AI. Yeah.
Pissing me off. But yeah, so that's El Nino. That's me telling you to stop listening to men on the internet, telling you there's a super El Nino coming, and that's also me telling you to get mad at more of the bullshit the administration's doing.
Once again, get mad at the government.
Once again, get mad at the government.
Rage against the machine.
In this essay, I will.
Fight
so
against the dying
Next
of the
week
light.
we'll talk about La Nina. So eventually the water does go back. It cools down again, and that's when we'll get into a La Nina situation next time.
Okay. Muy bien. Well,
there we go. There's my
rant. You did
a
great job.
For the day. Thanks.
You did a great job. Last time it was a bit more unhinged, the glue is horses.
Glue is horses.
This was very, very intelligent.
Arguably just as important.
Right. If you ever run for Congress, no one quote her on
that.
My
2 platforms. Put the buoys back, and glue is horses.
Glue is not horses. Glue should not be horses.
Glue is not horses anymore. Glue should no longer be horses.
Yeah. Oh, well, great job. I mean, I completely understood all of that, and I think that is really an achievement for you. Great job.
Thanks. Yeah, I that was the first one that I really felt. I really made sure I understood it so that I could
explain it.
Tell these white boys off.
Explain to me like I'm 5. I'm basically just the subreddit that's explaining to me like I'm 5.
Yeah,
because I don't understand the concept of science. That's not my bad. Anyways, so would you like to hear a story? I did intentionally choose this story because it's your birthday.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about it. I sent you a message.
Oh, I see.
On iMessage.
Fantastic. Oh, who's this little guy? I feel like I've seen him before.
Have you?
I feel like I've drawn him before. Is he on a hieroglyphic I may have had to draw?
No, This is the Pictish beast. So we're gonna talk about the Pictish beast today.
Wait, is this the guy that is seen everywhere and?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've crazy.
Seen it. This was one that I saw a reel about, but if I ever see anything like that, I stop myself from watching it. So I'm like, Maddie will cover it eventually. I can't learn about it just to be safe. I don't let myself learn about history.
And I about science. So.
Sorry, I have my personal professor who will teach me.
Your personal professor who will definitely get things wrong. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Pictish beast. And this is just a funny, not very serious one.
Love that. That's after my rant about the world falling apart.
It comes at the right time, and sometimes I don't get to have non-serious topics. So I'm taking all the chances I can get. I got the idea for this from an incredible Substack. It's called Weird Medieval Guys, and it's incredible.
Obsessed with that. Love that name.
And she posts, her name is Olivia, and she posts, I think her name is Olivia.
I've never met an Olivia that wasn't super cool.
Yeah, very true. So she posts medieval art on Twitter, and she then started this blog basically to talk about medieval art. She's saying, I'm reading now her bio, and she's a statistician who wrote her undergraduate dissertation in 2022 about new ways to measure historical frog population change in the UK. So she's kind of a 20th century frog historian, but also not really.
That kind of that's like if you and I morphed into like
had a Substack. Being. Yeah, I know. I know. That's incredible.
I love that.
So she wrote this blog called Unsolved Historical Mysteries That Keep Me Up at Night. And one of them was the Pictish Beast. So let's talk about him. So first of all, who are the Picts? So the Picts were a group of people from northern Scotland that emerged into the record in the early Middle Ages. But the long story, this is like the TLDR. So they were a group of people in northern Scotland. They just came onto the scene in the early Middle Ages, and then they very quickly integrated into what seemed to be the rest of Gaelic society by the 10th century. But there was this guy, and you know what? God bless r/historians, because I learned, or ask historians, excuse me, because I learned so much from these people. They're very good. And so I'm honestly, because this thing is so short, I am going to read a lot of this thing that this historian posted, because he put a bibliography at the end. Like, he did his research.
Love that. I love when the work's cited.
I know. He has a work cited, and so I was like, obviously I'm going to read this Reddit post because it is sourced.
Yeah.
So the Picts. He titles it firstly, who were the Picts? Well, there's some debate around that, but generally speaking, they probably started off as Celtic people. So Pictish identity seems to have originated as an external construction. Essentially, the Romans showed up and they named the Celts that weren't Romanized Picts. So the Picts eventually seem to have diverged from the Gaelic society, and they were different from their fellow Britons that lived under Roman rule. They were basically just like non-Roman Gaelic people, though, is what we think.
Okay.
They occupied a territory broadly corresponding to eastern Scotland. So the west of Scotland was occupied by a kingdom called Dalriada, which was a Gaelic kingdom. But it also had territory in northeast Ireland and western Scotland. The media has a tendency to look at the Picts as being a radically different civilization than their contemporaries, but I don't see much basis in this. Leslie Alcock says that the Picts were a typical northwestern European barbarian society with wide connections and parallels. So the Picts didn't stand out religiously. At Port Mahomet, which is now a fishing village in northern Scotland, it's a religious site / gathering place / monastery. Archaeologists have found about 20 cross slabs with 4 freestanding crosses and a pillar cross. Additionally, some Pictish iconography seems to show concerns with pre-Christian traditions like bull sacrifice. What this means is obviously
bull sacrifice.
Bull sacrifice.
But it's like, damn, they just be chopping off balls.
Yeah. But they just castrate everyone. But the iconography seems to represent concern with religious orthodoxy, as well as a connection to Christianity that justifies the expense of either importing or making stone slabs. Stonework can be pretty expensive, and sometimes, yes, imports are necessary. This makes them similar to other societies at this time that were acquiring Christianity. So basically what the historian is saying is, like, they weren't different religiously from a lot of Gaelic people. They were already also adopting Christianity. And then also, quote, Pictish society doesn't on the surface look super different from its contemporaries. A main argument for how different the Picts are is them having some form of matriarchy / matrilineal succession. While that would be pretty neat, it doesn't seem to be the case. It looks like they practiced a wide pool of succession for monarchs, eventually developing a father-son succession system. And number 3, quote, yeah, I know. Pictland was not isolated from trade at all. The Picts seem to have interacted with all sorts of faraway goods. In Burghead, there are trace coins depicting Alfred the Great. So that's another king from not Pictland.
Gotcha.
So that's broadly who the Picts are. So the Picts were also super creative in other mediums. They were skilled metal workers, like I said, metallurgists. And they also have, there's also evidence of art that they made out of bone and antlers, which is pretty cute. But they were real big into stone carving. So there are over 200 big stone guy, big stoners.
Big stoners.
They just genuinely really liked rocks.
Loved rocks.
So there's over 200 stones around Scotland. They're mostly scattered throughout the Highlands. And these stone carvings are a really big piece of debate because it's kind of not all we have of the Pictish, because we have other forms of their art, but we don't have any forms of their writing or language that we know of. We know that they were literate, but we only know that they were literate because of their art, because some of their art showed people reading.
Okay.
So they obviously had a language, but we don't know it. And also, the symbols in stone carving are just there's a lot of debate around the stones.
Who decides their name? Like, who decided they were going to be called the Pictish people?
The Picts. So basically that comes from Roman records. So it comes from records around them that referred to this group of people called the Picts, and that's what we call them by. We don't know if that's what they called themselves. But maybe that is what they call themselves. And then they just recorded that in a ledger, or maybe because it's an outside construction of the Roman civilization, maybe that's just what they called them. I don't really know.
I gotcha. Okay.
But quote, the symbols, so on the stone carvings, this is a quote from, by the way, this is a quote from the Highland Pictish Trail, which I assume is like a trail you can walk. That's cool. Yeah, it's a trail that you can walk about that has different Pictish art at each stop, which is cool.
That's cool.
So this is from their website when it says, quote, the symbols are quite specific in form and restricted to certain realistic animals, geometric shapes, and a few everyday objects. Most of the stones have these symbols in pairs. Because the symbols repeat themselves, it is now generally accepted that they represent a form of codified writing system, quote unquote, for personal names. One theory is that the symbols represent the various clans and lineages of the Picts, with the stones showing alliances between these groups. It's also possible that the stones may have served as a record of marriage between important families, or perhaps they were gravestones or territorial markers. So basically, no one knows.
Could be anything.
Why they were used. Yeah, what they were used for.
In summary, IDK.
Yeah, in summary, they could have been used for this, that, the other, I don't know. The most important point to make here is that the Picts carved animals. And they carved them very well in a realistic style. They didn't look like how the Pictish beast looks like. They looked pretty realistic, naturalistic, to the point where if you, as a modern human being, looked at the Pictish stones, you could pick out the different animals. It involves a lot of Highland animals, like wolves and stags and horses, and also importantly for our story, fish. You can see different kinds of fish on the Pictish stones, which is important because we'll get into the theories of what the Pictish beast could be. And a lot of people think he's aquatic.
Excited for that.
So
okay.
This is all well and good. We can tell it wasn't very interpretive art. We can tell what the animals are on the Pictish stones. That is, except for the Pictish beast. And the Pictish beast is very important because the Pictish beast was depicted on 40% of the Pictish stones. So we can tell that he was important because he was on so many stones. But we have no idea who he is, what he is. He's a strange looking guy. I realize that on a podcast right now, and I can't show you all a picture of him. Basically, he has scrolls for feet, and he has a very long snout, and he's got a lovely little curling tendril that comes off of his head.
Like a ponytail almost.
Yeah. He like, I mean, immediately to my mind, it's dolphin. But I don't, like, or anteater.
Dolphin with legs almost.
Yeah, but then like, why does he have legs? Basically.
Yeah, and the legs aren't really legs. They're like...
No, they're scrolls.
Yeah.
they're curly cues. Why? I don't know. So he shows up. Also, the way that he shows up in different art and the different stones doesn't really give us any clue as to who he was, because he shows up beside geometric shapes, he shows up alongside other animals, and he shows up with humans, and he's just there with no rhyme or reason. And also his size changes on different stones. So sometimes he's real little bitty on the stones, and then sometimes he dwarfs the humans and animals in the stones. So, you know?
Imagine he's just like some guy's favorite doodle.
Yeah, I know.
Like how I used to draw like little sea turtles on everything. He just...
Or like a signature or something like that.
The Pictish beast on everything.
I know. So here's the theories, and the only theories are just animals. So he could be an elephant, I guess, if you squint. He could be a whale. He could be a dolphin. And a pause note on this, because the whale/dolphin theory is sort of supported by the fact that you can do whale spotting and dolphin spot. Actually, apparently, I don't remember which side of the coast it is, but one of the coasts in Scotland is the best place to see bottlenose dolphins in the United Kingdom, I think.
Cool.
And so the long tendril, like, so the thought is that he could have been a dolphin or a whale, because the little scrolls could be his fins. And then the long tendril at the back could be representative of the blowhole. So after a whale or a dolphin comes up and spouts out their water, there's like a trail of mist that sort of follows behind them, I guess.
Yeah, I could see that. Like,
so
they think that hole was the water chute.
Yeah.
Spout.
Yeah.
The blowhole.
Yeah. So he could also be a Kelpie, which is a Gaelic cryptid who is a horse made out of kelp. That's literally exactly what it is.
Honestly, that seems like the most likely explanation at this point.
Right? Like, Kelpies look...
I'm also thinking like
similar.
Horse in drag.
Yeah. Kelpie.
Country
there's
horse.
A dog named a Kelp.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. But then why is everyone trying to make the Kelpie look mean? I don't understand that.
Yeah, why does everyone assume cryptids are mean?
She's just doing her best, you know? I think Kelpies are so cute, and they also remind me of Debbie.
Kelpie's just old Greg.
Kelpie is just old Greg. Kelpie is the steed of old Greg.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kelpie and old Greg would get along so well. Wow. Wait, okay, Kelpie looks kind of cute, but also sad, but kind of cute in this picture. I'll send it to you. I
really like Kelpies. They remind me of Debbie from SpongeBob. Or Mystery. Mystery? Is her name Mystery?
From
the SpongeBob episode where he wrangles the horse.
I think that's Mystery. Mystery sounds right.
I think her name was actually Mystery, but he did toy with the idea of naming her Debbie. So.
Okay. Well, I saved the image, and now it's
gone to the annals of
Simply.
Time.
So I'm gonna go for it. Oh, it's because I didn't finish the saving part of saving an image.
Right.
Of course. Now I gotta find it. You know what?
You're doing your best.
We're gonna do the old copy and paste. Okay, I sent it.
Oh. Looks so sad.
So sad, but also kind of cute.
Cute. Ugly and sad.
Mm-hmm.
And cute. Basically, they also thought that it could be a seahorse. I mean, many people throughout history have thought it could be a seahorse as well.
Kind of see that, I guess.
Yeah, but the problem with this is that, like I said, the Pictish stones also depict fish, and you would think if they know what a fish looks like, they would know what a dolphin looks like. I don't know.
My vote is cryptid or cunty horse.
Yeah.
Drag horse.
So basically, why would the Picts abandon their naturalistic way of carving just for this guy? Like, we don't actually know why they would do that. Completely lost to the sands of time. Cool. It's also completely unique to the Picts, which is interesting.
Oh.
But it does bear a passing resemblance to these brooches that came a couple hundred years before the Picts were on the scene. There was really popular, I think it was in Ireland, like dragon-esque brooches, like looked like dragons, but kind of also looked like the Pictish beast, but kind of not. I don't know. So they were popular a couple hundred years before. Yeah, like a dragon-esque brooch. I can send you a picture, actually, of what I mean. These are like Iron Age brooches. They're not like modern brooches.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like a seahorse to me.
Yeah. It supposedly it was supposed to look like it was actually modeled after a rabbit.
Supposedly. Oh, sure. I suppose. That works too.
I don't know. Whatever you want to do, basically, at that point. The world was new. Why not?
The world was new.
Why not, I guess. I mean, humans were kind of new. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, it kind of bears a passing resemblance to that, but we just don't know. And then my last note is, I kind of love him, ?
Yeah, I do too.
He's very endearing to me.
I like, yeah, the way his little face is just like, oh,
hey. He's scrunched up.
Don't mind me.
And
it's like Toby when he really wants us to, when he's like really trying to look pitiful.
Yeah.
He just has his little snoot down and he's looking up. He's like, can you believe
how sad I am? Can you believe it? Can you even fathom it?
Yeah.
So for what it's worth, the gal Olivia on Weird Medieval Guys thinks that she wants to favor the explanation that it's a mythical creature that was lost amongst the Picts. Yeah, it's not a very controversial theory, but it's pretty cool.
Well, I love them.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah,
cool
so that's the Pictish beast. Yeah, I know, it would, wouldn't it? I feel like I would have to study something for a really long time to get a tattoo of it.
Yeah, I feel like we don't know enough about it. Like,
we don't know enough about him.
He's some sort of bad omen and you get that tattooed on you, then not good.
You're inviting the Gaelic ancestors to have a fit.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Anyways, that's the Pictish beast.
I love that. I love the Pictish beast.
Me too.
I can't wait to doodle it myself.
Yes. Oh yeah, it should be easy. So,
yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. I gotta figure out how to doodle an El Nino. I'm just gonna draw a picture of a stick figure on a reel saying Super El Nino's coming, and then it's gonna be me sitting there saying, no, it's fucking not. That's gonna be my doodle.
The limits of your creativity knows no bounds.
I'll make it work.
I'll make it work. Cool. So your parents are coming to lunch today?
My parents are coming to town for lunch.
To lunch
today actually would have been my grandma's birthday.
Oh.
We were birthday buddies.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
So they're coming for lunch. Kind of want to take them to a catfish hole.
Oh, hell yeah.
My dad
loves the catfish hole.
So
it's a good place. I would love it. I would love nothing more.
So it's gonna be probably pretty busy around lunchtime.
Yeah, the after church crowd is gonna.
Yeah.
roll up in that joint.
And that's one that's never fun to hang out with.
Indeed.
Especially the Catfish whole crew. I mean,
Crosschurch is right there, so
yeah. Oh, also, I stand corrected. I said that they were building like a weird concrete chapel right near the road. Apparently, that's a coffee place, like a drive-through coffee place. I'm still a little sketched out that it's clearly on the Crosschurch campus, whether it's related or not. They've got to be.
Well, that's what all the Baptist churches are doing now is creating coffee shops
there. Yeah.
Drag people in the door.
Yeah.
Can they just leave the coffee alone? Like, real question. Like, do we really have to? I don't know.
You know.
I digress.
Yeah.
So, anyways, fun.
Yeah. Good day.
Sit.
Birthday tomorrow. I guess when this comes out, birthday will have been 2 days ago. But yeah, 28. See, it's not. 28. It's another boring age until I get to 29, and then 30 will be great.
Yeah.
But at 29, at least I'll have 29.
29.
So that's good. Love it. Incredible. And at 29, next year I'll have my 5 years at work, so I'll get an extra week of PTO. That I'm really looking forward to. Yeah. It still is less than you have.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say anything. Your face said a lot.
I just think it's sad. I'm not saying that.
I'm so excited to be working 5 years at my company so I can get 3 weeks of PTO instead of 2. Yeah. That I still accrue.
I still don't understand how that works. Really.
I think 1 full day of PTO saved up. I'm using a flex holiday tomorrow. I've decided my birthday's a holiday.
It is a holiday. We get sorry. Not to inspire more hatred.
Nope, just say it.
At my company we get our birthday off. And we get to choose what day we take off within the week of our birthday.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm so happy for you.
You really struggle. Yeah, I understand that though. I get it. I know.
But also, like,
you take what you can get, and 3 weeks is better than nothing. 3 weeks is better than a lot of people get. So
it is. I still have another year until I get it, but I will have it in time for our 30th birthday year, which is really when it matters. Yeah.
That'll be fun. I kept going past medieval. My parents live very near the medieval times in Myrtle Beach now.
Incredible.
We kept going past it, and I was like, Katie and I are going to take a gummy and go to medieval times for our 30th birthday. I told both of my parents that separately, and then together, I think.
Good. It's important that they know.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well,
your parents are on their way.
Your parents are on their way. Great.
All right.
Well, all right.
Catch you on a flippity flop.
Catch you on a flippity flop, partners.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.